What's up, Kripple Krew? EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly, and we really have something special to look at today. Coming in courtesy of the Lefty Passaround group, we are going to be taking a look at the Artisan Wizard. And I have to say, this is the nicest feeling knife I have ever felt from the Artisan factory. Before I get into this knife, stab that like button, like you mean it, /subscribe. I'd love to have you here. You're not going to want to miss all the dope knife and EDC content coming your way. You can bash that bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. If you like what I do here, it only costs a couple of bucks a month to join Kripple Krew Inc., where you get access to members-only giveaways, members-only content, members-only live streams, members early access to certain content, and soon a members-only Discord. That couple of bucks a month really helps what I do here at the channel, but it's completely up to you. One last thing. Drop a comment below. Let me know what's in yo pockets. All right. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this is the nicest feeling product I have felt from the Artisan factory. Before I get into that, I want to give you some quick specs on this. This is a 7.64 inch overall length knife with a 3.47 inch drop point blade with a slight bit of harpoon, coming in S90V. Yes, CPM S90V. Some call it the steel of the gods. We are rocking a flat grind with a beautiful satin finish. We have a 130 thousandths blade stock thickness. Our close length is 4.17 inches. Nice pocket package. And this comes in at only 3.02 ounces in this configuration. Yes, there is 4 configurations of this knife. The other 3 are slightly heavier because of the inlay, but you're only looking at like 3.18 ounces. So they are all very lightweight for a nice full-size EDC. It is running on ceramic ball bearings. We have a tip up as the gods intended, milled titanium pocket clip that is blind screwed. I love to see it, with a nice 3D titanium filler tab on the other side because this is ambidextrous, and the filler tab is also blind screwed from the inside of the scale. It just looks phenomenal. And that's a nice attention to detail. Our opening methods are a beautiful front flipper that has the type of jimping I like to see, and even though it doesn't go up and over the top like I prefer, I almost never roll over it, and I don't ever fail it with the side finger. And yes, the Wizard is reach around approved. And then we have these thumb studs that are perfect for the thumb flick, the slow roll, the reverse flick as I launch my setup here. I guess we were rolling the dice on that flick. Yeah, lame joke, I know. That was to kill time. Beautiful reverse flick, and this is the spring tension on this plunge is tuned so perfectly well that this is definitely, and easy if I can actually, I say easy, and then I kept missing, but it actually is an easy 5-finger flip challenge. I could do it on a single run, but yes, so fidgety. Plus you can open it with that button lock. We have a gorgeous floating titanium backspacer. Look at that attention to detail. It just looks awesome the way it's floating there. And it's perfect for a knife called the Wizard. You know, let me get that. I think that was a little low on the camera. We are also perfectly centered, which with that backspacer, you would see. That shows some confidence because you would easily see if this was off center. We'll do a quick hardware check using our CountyCom Ultim Precision screwdriver. And we are a T8 on the non-captive pivot. And, oops, did I just not get my T8 in there? Yeah, my hand was shaking. We are T8 on all hardware, all external hardware at least. And I also want to point out, I also would like to point out the way that they've done these inlays, these carbon fiber inlays. They're also attached from the inside. So you've got a beautiful, perfectly smooth surface that just looks great with no external screws holding those in. The transitions are perfect. I love that we've got a matching inlay on both sides, especially since this is an ambidextrous knife. If you're a lefty, you want your show side to look gorgeous. And this will, with the fact that it is a non-captive pivot, it is going to look exactly the same from either side. That's pretty cool. Those little details, like having that the inlay attached from the inside, the blind screwed insert and pocket clip, the floating backspacer, are all part of why I say this is one of the nicest knives Artisan has ever put out. We're going to talk about the ergos on this. So this handle being over 4 inches, I wear an extra large size glove, and behind the pivot I can still get a full hammer fist with my hand completely on that handle. I can go to a saber here and that jimping really locks me in. But where this knife just disappears is either right here in this finger choil, and I can still use this jimping here if I really need control. But where this is so comfortable is this slight harpoon here. Your thumb just rests in there, and then in this finger choil, the knife just melts into your hand. The pocket clip, I can't feel it in my hand. There's no hot spot at all. I could do cuts for a long time with this knife in my hand, feeling comfortable. That S90V is insanely sharp. I can make, let me turn my paper. I can make S-curves all day. I can make confetti if I want. And the beautiful thing about this S90V is it is going to hold that edge for a long time. This is one of the best edge retention steels on the market, especially at the price that you're going to find out this is offered at. And it is also highly corrosion resistant, so you're not going to have to worry about corrosion on this with the titanium scales and pocket clip and an S90V blade. Just feels so good every time I do that. Let's take a look at we've got this 50/50 choil here, and our plunge grind starts there, stops right there. So we do have some 1 or 2 sharpenings. And I don't like where they put that stop pin all that much, but it is far enough back that you could extend that sharpening choil for sure. If you went, you'd be going this way. So you could absolutely extend that sharpening choil a little bit once you got to that point, which for most folks is going to take a while with this S90V. Every edge on these scales is rounded off beautifully. These are not contoured scales, but because the edges are rounded off so well, it feels amazing in hand. This forward choil area is so comfortable with those rounded edges. I'm going to give you a couple of quick size comparisons. Let's do it this way. And we're going to stay in the Artisan family today. How about the Artisan Ahab? And the Artisan Ahab and the Wizard are almost the exact same length. This is another great artisan knife with a harpoon. Here's an artisan knife that I will be reviewing soon, and one of my new favorite fifth pocket knives, the Artisan Clio, a Johan Jorgensen design. And then, sticking in the artisan family, but going to the CJRB little brother. This is the CJRB Bowie Pyrite. This one is the rose gold, which, while looking gorgeous, is the biggest fingerprint magnet on the world. And as you can see, the Ahab is a bit longer. The Wizard is a bit longer than the Pyrites. So you are getting a full-size EDC, but with a very nice pocket presence. Compare it against the Pyrite. Very similar pocket presence to the Pyrite. Maybe even a little shorter in pocket, and definitely lighter. Quite a bit shorter than the Ahab. They really maximized the blade to handle ratio on this knife. And it, for you ratio guys, it looks great. I'm highly impressed with this, and I'm going to tell you right now that this one here, the base version, which is called the Sorcerer. Yes, this is the Wizard Sorcerer level, is my favorite of the bunch. And this is the least expensive at $213. I think that is a very fair price for titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip and pocket clip insert, fat carbon, S90V, this type of attention to detail, action, and comfort. The Sorcerer level is actually the one that I would recommend. The next up is the Mage. And the Mage is the same S90V blade, but instead of the titanium pivot collar and the fat carbon, you get Timascus inserts and Timascus pivot. That one comes in at $320. Then there's the Magna Mage, which is what I just described. Timascus insert, Timascus pivot collar, but a Magna Cut blade for $374. And then the top level is the Enchanter. Yes, this is confusing. The Wizard Enchanter is the top, and the Enchanter has a mirror polished Magna Cut blade and Timascus scales. That one comes in at $750. So the Sorcerer at $213, I believe, is the best price to value ratio on this knife, and is the one that I would recommend and purchase for myself. I do think this is a phenomenal knife from Artisan, and it makes me feel like they're really stepping up their game, especially when you see the review on the Clio that's coming soon also. You know, Kaiser has also recently really upped their production level, like they've hit another gear. And it feels to me like Artisan has done that as well here. And I do absolutely believe that the Artisan Wizard, with this beautiful action, I know I've said that a lot. I sound like I'm repeating myself probably, but I can't understate how elegant it feels. Let's get you some acoustics right quick. Sounds great, looks great, feels even better. I guess that's how I'm going to leave this on the Artisan. Sounds great, looks great, feels even better. Yes, it is a fingerprint magnet, but it's a fingerprint magnet that I could highly recommend. I look forward to seeing everybody on tomorrow's Saturday live stream starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Drop your comments below letting me know what you think of the Artisan Wizard. Have a killer day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay frosty, but most importantly, stay deadly.